There are days where you need a drink, and then there are days where you need a lemon, or maybe a lemon-themed drink. Which brings us to longtime veteran journalist, host, anchor, author, Emmy winner, Don Lemon. He hosts the Don Lemon Show, which streams on YouTube and podcast platforms. And he's here for his book, I Once Was Lost, My Search for God in America. Welcome back.
Thank you. You know, I had a book before that. It's called This Is the Fire, where I talk about a lot of the stuff that's happening now as well.
A double book plug.
A double.
We recognize the hustle.
You got to get it in when you can, man. How are you?
You know what Hove said, don't knock the hustle. Okay? I want to do the shutdown with you briefly. It's not our lead story because best we can tell, shutdowns usually get worked out.
Yeah.
But you have Schumer and Jeffries, the headlines say, facing a leadership test because it's about what are you fighting for? They say health care. NBC saying House Democratic Caucus is relishing in the shutdown swagger from Leader Jeffries, giving him a pair of standing ovations. I think we have this, but some Democrats nervous Schumer may cave. Is this the same rerun, and is it good that Democrats say they actually have a thing, health care, that they're fighting for, keeping it affordable, rather than just complaining about Trump?
I think that Democrats have been very strategic and staying on message with this one to focus it on health care, because health care, what they want, you know, they're asking for to keep the Obama, the ACA tax credits. That helps not only Democrats, that helps Republicans, that helps everyone.
Anybody.
Every politician in America should want every single American to have affordable health care. So I think the Democrats are playing it right this time. And I think it's tough for Republicans to say this is a Democrat's fault when they're in charge of every single lever of government. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. Trump puts up these attacks. He put up a video. We're not going to show the whole video. For context, I'm just going to show the image, which is this.
Okay, can I say something before you?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said they usually get worked out. I think you're right. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But I think that you're right. They usually get worked out. But I think this time, the base of the Democratic Party wants the Democrats to fight back. This is
fight to the end, yeah.
They want them to fight to the end. And this is kind of a fight for the soul of the Democratic Party. So I think that they're between a rock and a hard place on that part of it, whether they come up with some sort of compromise or maybe 10 days, as Chuck Schumer was saying, or whether they just say, shut it down. That's going to be a tough one for the Democrats.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah.
This is Trump AI attack. It's a video. I'm not going to play the whole video because we don't find it meets our standards or is newsworthy. But I want to show, before I show Jeffrey's response, what he put up. It's basically this ridiculous, hateful, kind of bigoted, doctored image. In the video, he has the politicians saying things they don't really say. So we're the news. We're not going to tell you what it is because it's false. We have that standard. But Jeffries felt moved to respond. This is new. Here's what he said to the president.
The next time you have something to say about me, don't cop out through a racist and fake AI video. When I'm back in the Oval Office, say it to my face. Say it to my face.
The leader saying, keep that same energy when you see me.
Yeah.
What do you think of that response? And what is the challenge? And I am not gassing you up when I say that you have experience on both sides. You've done the traditional news thing for a long time. That's how a lot of people know you. You're out on the internet where we know you got to be a little looser and you got to deal with things. You can't just say, oh, I would never touch that, right? Yeah. So what do you think of how Democrats deal with this kind of growing Trump AI attack and that energy? Well,
that was a racist, AI attack. The mariachi band, you heard that, and then the sombrero or whatever, and then, it's bad. What I like is that, I don't have to be a little bit out there. I don't have to pretend anymore. I don't have to sit around these tables and pretend like this is normal. Like, how do we have a normal conversation about something that's not normal? What Donald Trump is doing, if you watched him today in Quantico, it's not normal.
No.
What do you do about the AI generated? That just shows you the ridiculousness of all of this. It shows you how immature this administration is. The fact that Donald Trump or whoever is in charge of whatever department would allow people to post something like that, or he would post something like that, really, not only does it show you the ridiculousness of it, but it takes away any argument of some sort of legitimacy to what they're doing, how they're doing it, and conduct. We're in a whole different territory. So, being out there now on streaming, speaking the truth, I'm loving it because, again, I don't have to pretend like, hey, this is, let's sit around and talk about what Donald Trump is doing. It's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and these platforms allow for something very different, which we've seen in the politics moving there. The big tech titans are still settling with Trump at the higher level. Here's Google, YouTube, paying to settle this lawsuit. This was over something they did consistent with their practices, which was after a violent insurrection, they suspended an account associated with that effort, happened to be Donald Trump's account.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you go to jail, but they have these policies. They applied it. Now they're backtracking on that. And then you look at what Trump is doing, his sort of enemies list in the media, trying to censor Kimmel, going after other individuals, and the lawsuits where it is working in court. Kimmel's one where you see they went from suspended to reinstated. How do you view all of this, given your experience?
Well, everybody has a terms of service. That's what they call it, right? When you sign up for these sites. Even you working here, you have a term of service.
We have standards and practices.
You have standards and practices.
Sure.
You have to conduct yourself in a certain way. These platforms are privately owned platforms, and they can say, this is how you have to conduct yourself, and if you don't, we can kick you off. And Donald Trump didn't conduct himself properly. Donald Trump inspired an insurrection. Donald Trump gave misinformation. Inspiring an insurrection, giving misinformation, saying horrible, racist things, all of those things are evidence and that can be used to kick someone, suspend them, or get them permanently barred from a platform. And so Donald Trump did all of that. The only reason I believe that these folks are caving is because they don't want their business interfered with in Washington. They want their mergers and acquisitions.
You think they did follow their terms fairly?
Of course they did.
Anyone, forget ideology, someone who happens to identify as a Democrat who did those violations would also be booted. And you're saying it's just corruption from the administration.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm on YouTube. I have to conduct myself a certain way. I can't say the R word. I have to say grape sometimes so that the AI doesn't pick it up and think that I'm,
Potentially doing something
related to
crime,
wrong.
sure.
You have to be very careful on some of these things. You can't say, you have to say unalived or any of those things because the AI is so sensitive that they have AI monitoring it to make sure that you're not promoting anything that's violent.
And they would say they're erring on the side of trying to do something good. For example, if somebody is worried about influencing people who might take their own life, they don't want that video up for days. They want to stop it before it starts.
Ari, as it relates to free speech in this country, the one thing is that if it promotes violence in any way, then it's not considered free speech.
Yeah.
Someone inspiring an insurrection, that a violent takeover of the Capitol, trying to change the outcome of an election, spreading human excretions on the walls of the Capitol, stealing things out of lawmakers' offices, threatening to hang the vice president. That is inspiring or inciting violence. So, I think they were well within their terms of service.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I guess I do know why. Is that YouTube is a business. It's not, under the FCC's,
It's not under that purview, but there's a heck of a lot of other pressure.
But there's a lot of other business.
All right, you're going to hang with me?
I guess.
When we come back, more Don Lemon. Don Lemon, 2 segments. Not 1, but 2. Great to have you back here.
And the third one is?
The third one is the online extra, of course.
Aren't I co-anchoring this show with you?
Do you want to co-anchor? Because, we got plenty of days to
You should
pick
come
from
co-anchor
these
my
days.
show with me. Would you do it?
I would consider it.
You should.
I'd consider it. All right, let me show you.
You have friends who are on. Steph Rule comes on every once in a while.
Let me show you. We love when we have you here, and we've done this with other folks too. Let's take a step back. Let's look at how far you've come in the old days.
Oh my God.
Early Dawn.
Oh Lord.
Welcome back to America's News Channel, MSNBC. I'm Alex Witt, and I'm joined this morning by Don Lemon. With Don Lemon, He's sitting in for Rick, who is off doing some duty at graduation speaking.
Absolutely.
Good job for him today.
For him or for me?
Well, both of you. Woo.
Some breaking news that we want to tell you about this morning. A Senate subcommittee has decided to subpoena Bush and Cheney's staff in the Enron investigation.
Oh my gosh, that was so young. Do you know when that was?
About 02, I think.
That was 02, but I didn't even work here. I worked at NBC 10 in Philadelphia. Local, but it was an owned and operated station. So you
got a stint on America's News Channel there?
I would come in and do the news cut-ins or co-anchor with Alex Wagner, right?
Alex Witt.
Alex Witt.
So what did you learn then that you still apply, and what do you do differently now?
Oh my gosh. Well, I would have. Wow. Back then I was a newbie. What would I apply?
Yeah. What do you like? Like for example, you were there. We're talking about subcommittee. You're doing the detail. What do you still apply when you look at how to understand the world, and what do you do differently?
Well, I just try to be myself and be authentic, and I don't worry about being perfect, and I don't worry about making mistakes, because that's all part of life. I think perfection is boring. I learned that very early on. One of my mentors told me that. It was actually the news director that I've worked with there in Philadelphia told me perfection is boring. Just be yourself. People like you. You have a great personality. You're very smart. And he also said that you have. And even I've heard this from two bosses. Steve Schwade was one who taught me that. The other one was Jeff Zucker. He said, you have an impeccable editorial compass. Out of any anchor or any producer that I've met, you know where the story is and how to get to the story. And that's just because I like talking to people. So I feel I'm better with people, like I'm better with you. I can be by myself, I can talk to a wall, but I like bouncing off of people.
And developing how to show people your real self.
How to show people my real self. So that's what, those things I've kept with me,
you
and
know
I
what?
wouldn't change.
You know what Lil Wayne said?
What? Oh my God. Ari.
Let me give it to you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I see you in your fake vibe, your snake skin.
Right.
I'd rather be myself than your fake twin.
Yeah.
Gotta be yourself.
Are you my fake twin?
Well, I'm not addressing you. He was addressing.
I know.
All these people trying to be like someone else, and you're saying your edge was getting comfortable being yourself. Because right now we get more your personality than, of course, we did when you were in an audition. There.
Yeah. Well, I think you got a lot of personality. I mean, that was an audition. That was really young then. Did you see that? That suit was fly, though.
You look great.
I always knew how to dress. But I like being myself. I used to work in this. It's interesting being in this building, because I used to work in this building.
Sure.
I was a correspondent in this building. My favorite thing about being in this building, look at that. Look at all the hair I had and how skinny I was. My favorite thing about being in this building was getting to watch the SNL rehearsals on Friday night.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot happening, and you learn a lot from the people who've been doing the work. I'm out of time.
But I know you are. But that's the advice that I always give to people when they ask me. I say, just be yourself, be authentic, and that will get you along.
You and Wheezy. I'm just being myself. Don Lemon, the book, I Once Was Lost, one of several. Look it up now.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.